gang of roustabouts are cutting up cinema like it's never been cut up before. There's going to be reviews. There's going to be interviews. There's going to be hijinks. And there's going to be a whole lot of cutting in this room. The Cutting Room Movie Podcast. Coming at you 128 kilobytes per second.
God, I can't believe that this is what we're doing here. We're pushing back Girl House for a week. Everything has just completely gotten out of whack here because of Max's obsession with the Human Centipede, Joe. It is...
He demanded that we did.
I never saw... He was relentless all week. He would text me morning, afternoon, night, while I was sleeping. Tom, we got to do this Human Centipede 3, man. He declared Friday.
Never said anything.
Hold on a second. Yes, you did.
I will be very disappointed, Joe, if you don't come on and record the Human Centipede.
He was texting my mother about the human. Patty, are you going to watch the Human Centipede? This is my mom. Oh, my mom doesn't know anything about the Human Centipede. Doesn't want anything. I don't want my mom knowing anything about the Human Centipede. This guy's trying to sell the Human Centipede on my parents, on everybody. He declares Friday Human Centipede Day, for crying.
So less than 12 hours after the viewing, or my viewing anyway. So and the movie was just released yesterday, right?
Yeah, well, it was released on demand. Now, I doubt it's getting like any kind of a theatrical release. It seems to be that this was just going right to video on demand.
Oh, that's an atrocity that it's not being.
So
it doesn't have a theatrical release.
Right. I should be able to go down to my local cinema, get a bucket of popcorn and a cold soda, and watch the Human Centipede 3, the final sequence. Unfortunately,
with
my mom, and Tom Six just decides, well, you know what? Video on demand, best way to go. $6.95. You can rent it through your local cable subscriber, and you can have your buddies over, and you can enjoy the final sequence. This is what he did. This is what everybody was doing yesterday, as it was Human Centipede Day, officially declared by.
And our voices, especially Max's, was missing from the Human Centipede conversation, so we had to rush to the microphones to weigh in on.
Now
it.
he went above and beyond for this day.
Well, let him. Can we? Tom,
I'm gonna pull him. No, he's gonna have plenty of time. Joe, just listen. If there's one thing that Max gets on this program, there's plenty of time. He gets all the time in the world. We're gonna keep him quiet for a few minutes. Okay. Let me explain the situation here. Max decided that he was going to have a little shindig in honor of Human Centipede Day. So he invites two of his best friends over, Brett and our very own, the counselor Adam Shoulder, and he feeds them pizza and wine and all kinds of other goodies. I'm sure they were doing shots. Who knows? Maybe they had a cigar on the back balcony. I don't know what was going on. I'm going to talk to Adam.
Love that.
Listen, Adam was a guest. We're going to bring Adam in first. We're going to talk to him, try to figure out what's going on in Max's head, because this winds up being a very important day. They screened all three Human Centipede movies Friday afternoon on Human Centipede Day. Adam, when he texted you or called you or sent you an email, I don't know what he did. I don't know if he probably sent you an official.
He declared a national holiday.
Yeah, did he send you an official invitation? Did you get something in the mail? What the hell is going on out there?
Well, first of all, it should be in every American calendar, just as a standard federal holiday, Human Centipede Day.
You're talking about teachers having off the post.
Yeah, banks are closed. Absolutely, 3-day weekend. Yes,
3-day weekend. Right.
No, and so listen, Max. This has been planned for months. Partially because of my schedule. Max knows he's got to lock me in early. We've been trying to get a day forever. And, it was the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Of course, it's Human Centipede Day. It just makes sense, right? It's just the obvious thing to do. When a third movie comes out straight to video, you get together with your friends, you take the entire day off, and you do nothing but watch Mouth to Anus back to back to back.
Yes. What else are you going to do?
Exactly. So no, this has been in the books for quite some time. There's been a lot of anticipation. Human Centipede Day has been in the works, on the books for a very long time. There's been a countdown, time, effort, thought, party favors. A lot has gone into this. Max knows how to throw a party. Max knows how to host, and he made it happen. And it was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. Listen,
Max is a great host. I had the pleasure and the honor of being hosted by Max. It was a wonderful day. It was great. I'm so glad I was able to get out there and hang with you guys.
An invitation to a Max event, if like he's hosting, is akin to like a coveted invite, like a Playboy Mansion. It's like, yeah, people get to go. How the hell do you get an invite to the Playboy Mansion? And then somehow you meet someone that went and they go, oh my God, you have got to find a way to get to a Playboy Mansion party. Seriously. It's kind of like that. Every detail is attended to.
It's a formal thing. Like
formal,
I felt like it was a formal
organized.
thing.
Oh, there's a plan. There's an agenda.
You're right.
And it's nice for me because, I can just sit back and take the fucking ride. And it's great.
Now, what does he do? I mean, like for the Human Centipede, I mean, does he hang decorations? I mean, what was the snack?
There was no decor. There were there were some themed snacks, absolutely, and there were
some of the themed snacks. This is something that we need to discuss here. What did he have out there?
Well, Max, you want to tell him about the theme snacks?
I made a label for the Human Centipede peach sorbet, and I got frozen peaches, and I had 3 little cups with 3 little frozen peaches sticking up like doggy style across. It's like a row of peaches on top of Human Centipede ice cream, and I made a little label. I ripped it off a meme. What are those called?
Memes.
A meme.
The Human Centipede.
Yeah, like a Ben and Jerry's flavor. I'll send you guys a picture.
And listen, this may you should put the picture up. And this may have been subconscious, but each little cup had 2 little scoops that kind of could have been like representative of
a butt
of the anus. Yes.
Ah! Did you eat it, Adam?
Oh shit! Yeah, I had seconds.
Oh shit! Yeah, anus shit. Yeah,
it was delicious.
Listen. There was
so now you guys are all in your living room.
Multiple bottles of champagne. The day began with mimosas. There were grapes. There were wasabi peas. There were little pretzels filled with peanut butter. There was pizza. Then there was grapes. Then I forgot to put out the veggie tray. Then there was the cups of Human Centipede. Then there were potato skins. Then there was Thai food. And finally, there were cupcakes that my wife went out and bought because she said, how about the Human Cupcake-apede? And we forgot to do that because the fellas bailed.
I love that you guys ate all of that stuff in preparation for the most vile movie screenings.
Well, keep in mind, it ended up being like an 11-hour day. So there was sustained sustenance throughout the day.
You guys started in the afternoon.
Oh no, we started in the morning. I got over there at about 10 in the morning, and
everyone got a fresh, brand new laser pointer, and I drew a picture of Adam, me, and Brett as a Human Centipede.
I saw that. We'll post
that. That's a great picture.
First of all, let's talk about that picture because I mean, Max, you obviously could have put the trio in any order.
Yeah.
He couldn't have, Tom. He couldn't have.
I was just about to say, I think you did the right thing. What I'm curious about, and we'll put the picture up here on the website so people can take a look at this so they know what we're talking about. Max, I'm just curious why you would portray Adam just so amazingly satisfied with that front centipede position.
I have a smug look on my face.
You are enjoying it. Life is good. Because Max, is it because if he were to be included on a Human Centipede,
yeah,
he's got life is so good, Adam. He'd be in the front.
Absolutely.
I would be. That's true.
Yeah, and he'd make the best of it.
Yeah.
I would make the best of it under that situation. And frankly, watching the first movie again yesterday, really, it jumped out to me that the guy in the front, the Japanese guy, really not in the worst position in the world. Really not. It's not a bad situation for him. Truly.
No, the middle.
All things considered, there's a lot of other things that guy could be doing that could be worse than really what he was doing at the moment.
Well, two things have come into my language over the past couple of years. When I dislike someone, I would say that dude would definitely be the middle in my Human Centipede. And the other is, Max, you would appreciate this, is, that person deserves to be tusked.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
What's Tusk? I don't even know.
Well, it's the Kevin Smith movie that came out last year, Tusk, where he turns a human into a walrus. So it's
a lot of fun, that movie.
It's vile. It's as vile as the Human Centipede, in my opinion. It's
really
a lot of fun.
Can I be honest with everybody real quick? Tusk disgusted me and creeped me out more than the Human Centipede ever did. I was really just frightened of that for days. That first shot when you see Justin Long in his situation was just nightmarish for me for days. But anyway, the first Human Centipede, guys, is a good film. I mean, I think we could all agree on this.
Oh, it's a great film.
It's a really great film. Yeah, I mean, it's really a great horror film. It looks great. I mean, the acting is very well done. I mean, it's a really original piece here. As is, to me, the second one actually has some greatness to it too, which is going to lead us to what we all feel about the Human Centipede 3 in just a couple of minutes. But I think we're all in agreement here that at the very least, the first two films are very interesting. Joe, are they not?
The first one, yes, and then I think incrementally they suffer more and more. Look, the guy. My opinion after watching last night and just recalling the first two was that the guy had a really great idea and then he milked it for all it's worth until he just let everything out.
I think I don't know. It's really hard for me to say that because there are ideas behind even all three of these movies. There are ideas even behind the third one. And we'll get into how I feel about how you feel, how everybody feels about it. The second one, I think I didn't give enough credit to the first time I watched it. I rewatched some of it yesterday, and this Lawrence R. Harvey guy really is growing on me. I think that you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I think that this guy is really good, and he was really underused in the third film. This guy could act, and he could have he could have carried 3 if they let him, and it would have been a better movie. But his performance in the second one.
Who's that? The accountant?
Yeah, Lawrence R. Harvey. Yeah, the accountant and the lunatic in the second one. Really great, underappreciated performance, in my opinion.
He was good in the second one.
He's very good in the second one. He doesn't even talk. The amazing. Shut up, Joe.
What?
He's real good in the second one.
Tom, don't tell me to shut up, or I'll shut you up for good.
That's very disrespectful, Tom.
Don't shut me up on this show. Not ever again. Not ever again. You got that? Thank you.
Uh-oh.
I told you before, Tom. I don't like to be told to shut up.
Well, I don't mean shut up, Joe. It's just banter. I'm not.
Okay. Sometimes you say things that you mean but don't mean or whatever. I don't want to. I have no. Look, okay. It's good. All good. I don't like to be told to shut up. Sorry.
Okay. I appreciate that. My apologies.
Where do you want Joe in a Human Centipede now, Tom?
In the middle. Of course. I didn't mean any disrespect by it.
Sometimes you do.
No, I don't mean any. Come on, Joe.
Okay. All right, Tom. All right.
Tom,
do
you respect Joe?
Of course I do. To the end of the world, man.
Joe,
and I respect you too.
Okay.
When people tell me to shut up, I don't. I feel
like
I don't get that respect. So I don't.
Your Achilles heel.
That's my
pet peeve.
Pet peeve is I don't like people to tell. It's very disrespectful.
I don't mean it.
It's very demeaning.
We're doing a show here. I'm not. We're just a bunch of dudes joking around talking.
I hear you. Okay.
About the Human Centipede, for crying out loud. Nothing should be seriously right now. How can anything be taken seriously right now?
My bad. If I overreacted there, my bad.
Yeah,
it's happened before though, so there's been a history of it. That's all. That's all.
Well,
that guy completely derailed everything.
I don't. Well, apparently I did. I mean, I meant no No disrespect whatsoever. We're just sitting here talking like a bunch of fools here, and I didn't mean any disrespect, Joe. That wasn't on my.
Okay, all right, and I'm reacting to past instances of it. That's all.
All right.
It's
Fair
a wound that you ripped open, Tom. You didn't
Apparently.
mean to. You didn't mean to, but you ripped it wide open.
Yeah,
It's like a mouth being torn off an ass after it's been sewn to it.
right, which has happened in the previous movies, but by the third one, Max, they kind of figure out an easier way to do it, right?
I didn't really understand the objective. Okay, here's the thing.
All right.
You guys, well, Adam's an actor, but you guys really aren't actors. And I'm kind of got this thing going on with Tom Six, and I hate Twitter, but like he's the only reason I'm kind of like on there a little back and forth here and there. So this is a guy I want to work with, and as an actor, I really think this guy has something. I as a person, as a personality, I like the fact that he dresses in these white suits and the cowboy hat, and just like you saw in the third film. So I'm not going to sit here and bash the third film because I'm deeply fond of the first two. The first one to me is like a fucking masterpiece.
Right.
Number two, that grew on me over time. Seriously, it's a very difficult film to watch, but once you've seen it a few times and you get past all the shock and shit and everything else, it's got some really intense, creepy, moody, awful. You just smell that film. That's what I think so powerful about that film.
I agree with you 100% on that, Max. And when I was watching some scenes from that yesterday, I was really drawn I was really drawn into it. And there is something there. There's something there. There's a lot there in the first one. There's definitely something there in the second one. I mean, this guy knows how to create a mood. He's got a great look to all three of his films. And if anything that could be said, at least all three films look differently.
Yeah. You know what else he has?
So
he has
Max, you're saying you're conflicted here because you can't actually give your full opinion.
I'm just going to say
what you're saying here.
I'm just going to say my expectations might have been a little too high. Maybe a lot of it kind of went over my head. I don't think so. I don't know. I'm torn on my feelings because I'm so fond of Tom Six and I'm so fond of this franchise that he's created. I think it's really unique. I love that it's so polarizing. I love the fact that I think to me, this guy is a genuine subversive. So that's why it's exciting. It's like we haven't had a guy like this in so long. I mean, really since John Waters and maybe Von Trier a little bit.
Wow.
But we haven't had a...
Listen, I agree with you, Max, on that first one. The first one is a really nicely done movie. He had an idea on how to cause revulsion in people, and he really was able to execute that well. And he did show, it took a lot of ingenuity and inventiveness to come up with that and present it the way that he did so effectively, and it was really a thing. And then it's disappointing to me. Look, even the second one was done well, right? But still, it's a slight disappointment that the guy didn't grow as an artist. And I feel like now it's like he just stopped or has. It's almost like he's saying, I can't go anywhere else with this. It's either that he's really just cashing in on that idea and he's just bled everything out of it, or he can't go anywhere else. I don't know. I agree with you. That first one is a really powerful piece because it is so polarizing. It does something that very few films have done, and it does it in a way that's, really well executed.
There's no doubt that he's taking a look at how an audience watches and reacts to these films. I mean, the opening scene in the third one definitely justifies that. He has a curiosity, I think, about how people look at films and how they react to them in their everyday life. And I think that's an interesting study, Joe. I think, if anything, that he's at the very least exploring ideas, and for horror movies and for shock and awe films like this, he's at least, I think, trying to explore.
Yeah,
it feels like the first film to me, and I've said it a million times, and I'm sure it's not an original thought, but my feeling was this movie should be shown at corporate summits because it's about teamwork. It's about all those people trying to get out of that house and how they work together as strangers.
Right.
The second one to me feels like wow, this is the ultimate attempt at copycat, and how that fails miserably, but he still did it, which is really unsettling. I really love the device of getting Ashlyn, putting out the audition for Tarantino's new film and getting Ashlyn at the front of the Human Centipede in real life. I mean, I just thought that was just so completely fucking inspired. With this last one, it hurt my feelings a little bit because I've grown to be so fond of these worlds and Tom Six's vision that it almost felt like, and maybe this was his intent, it almost felt like he was taking a giant shit on his own world or characters. You know what I mean?
Because it was so ridiculous, it was so over the top, and it was more more outlandishly comic than the other ones.
I wasn't expecting it to be such a full bore. Our friend Adam will have some great things to say about this film because he was saying them all through the film, and we all were kind of pausing at times, going, "What's happening here?" But Brett was saying it's like a dark farce, But it kind of had this weird heightened, like, is this shot in a theater? Is this because all the buildup is to the 500-person centipede, but that wound up just kind of looking like a JPEG.
The centipede part is actually only like 5 minutes toward the end.
What I think really brings down the third movie is Dieter Laser's performance. I just think it's god awful, and I just don't understand why he's using him in this role, because this Bill Boss character, the look of it and his surroundings are like really interesting, and I just don't understand why he would make a mockery out of what's supposed to be an interesting lead character and just make it into this
it's cartoon.
Yeah, cartoon, but it's beyond that. It's just like really, I mean, it's a really awful performance, and like he bookends his series with Dieter Laser, and the first film, this guy's astonishing and frightening in the first movie. I mean, it is.
But he had to have been directed to perform like that.
Okay, but I'm curious why he had him. Here's the thing, Joe. Like the first film, it's obvious that the guy could act, and whether he's doing it because of superb direction or he's just a really good actor, I don't know. But then you move to the third movie and you put him in this role, and it's just misfit. It's loud and obnoxious and awful. It just doesn't work at all. And like I said, the movie could work if you just cast that. If you could put almost anybody in that spot except him and make it work. And it's just, I don't know if it's intent, like he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to say something. I don't know if it's just a bad idea. I don't know what's going on here. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me that you get this extraordinary performance from an actor in the first film, and then you throw him in the third film and just in a role that just doesn't make. I mean, a German cowboy. I don't get it, and it ruined it to me. It ruined my whole experience.
You see, to me, I just was watching it as a comedy after a while that just stopped being funny because it just got monotonous.
See, I'm not walking into this I did not, like, did you go into it intent? Like, was that your intent, Joe?
I was well, no, not at all, because I knew the first film. I wouldn't have been watching this film if it wasn't for Max, to be honest with you, Like, I enjoyed the first one. We wouldn't be
watching a lot of films if it wasn't.
Like, I was curious about the first one, and it was remarkably effective, you know what I mean? But then I don't, like, need to go into a film, and I was, like, really interested and sort of... it was really interesting to purposely go and watch a movie to be revolted, you know what I mean? And it worked. It worked great. And on some level, I enjoyed it, Not that you say you would enjoy a film like that. So I wouldn't have come into this, so I really had very little expectations. Like, I didn't need to go in. I wasn't really like, oh, I can't wait to be revolted. I just want to watch it because I wanted to watch it with for Max or whatever. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it was like I was watching it with the spirit of Max here, and so I really didn't have any expectations. And then it just became like this sort of adolescent comedy for the whole time. You know what I mean?
Well, that's I wish I could have at least seen that much, because I don't know if Max and Adam would agree with me on this. Like, I didn't even get that far where I could at least make that much sense out of it, Joe. I was confused. about what was on that screen the entire time, what he was going for. I don't know, Adam. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what he was trying to accomplish here. What kind of mood? If it was a comedy? If I didn't get it. I didn't understand what he was shooting for.
No, I had absolutely no idea. Has anyone seen like a Dutch sitcom? Maybe maybe that's some funny ass shit.
Yeah.
maybe it's just over the top kabuki style screaming acting. Maybe that's it. It could be a cultural thing. No, I thought the third movie was garbage. The first movie, I thought absolutely from the opening scene. Dieter Lesser, I don't know how you say his name. Brilliant. It's a beautifully shot film, and it takes the oldest, scariest thing in the book in terms of you've got the lost girls in the middle of the forest. It's like a fairy tale, and it's the mad doctor's house they end up in, and it's taking that formula and putting his own signature and look and shock value, and it was new and brilliant, and it's great. The second film, I didn't know a thing about it, and I didn't even see it until yesterday. Oh, by the way, the other thing about the first film, there is a moral to the story, and this is especially important for the like the three women that listen to the show. For the three of you that are out there, really pay attention to this. Girls, please learn how to change a tire.
Simply,
everyone needs to know how to change a tire. Now, of course, I hadn't seen the second film at all, and I didn't know a thing about it. I didn't know a thing about it until yesterday. And so I was very excited to see it. And, in my mind, it's like, okay, so like the middle girl, like are we going to be on her, traumatic journey after surviving this? And like, who knows? I had no idea. And wow, what a great way to go with it. What a great way to go with a sequel, to have this demented little guy who is also brilliant as an actor. I thought he was fantastic. Inspired by the first movie, and try to do his own, but in the most crude, horrible way, because he's just this, mentally challenged dude that is not a surgeon. And I loved it. Thought it was great.
Yeah, because Adam, like in the world of sequels, I mean, nobody even takes it that far, where they're going to try at least a different spin.
Completely original.
Completely, absolutely. And kudos.
Original,
and kudos to Tom Six for doing that. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, great filmmaking. And then, all right, so where are we going for the third? And then just the bottom fell out. And you know what? There are so many variables. Who knows? He was filming out here. Who knows who the surrounding crew was? I know he had the same DP. I agree that all three films had a different look, but the look of this one was so flat and uninspired. It was shot like a sitcom, just this flat, washed out. There was nothing interesting to look at. The performances of two people that we know for a fact are great actors that are making fools of themselves. And to me, also, all the victims in the first two movies are sympathetic victims, and now there's a bunch of prisoners and terrible people, and it's hard. There's no real sympathy for the victim, so there's no horror element, there's no terror element. And if he was going for comedy, listen, if this were a flat out comedy, I would have loved it. I would have said, who does that? Who does the number three as a complete different genre? I would have loved that, but it didn't go far enough with that. And maybe that's a cultural thing, but it wasn't.
Hey, I think you just, Adam, I think you just hit on something, saying that, our sympathies aren't with the prisoners, because part of the point of the film is that, the prisoners are deserving of being a human centipede. So, it's like he's definitely taking into consideration audience expectation here. Like, and the audience who followed him this far are cheering on, and what they want to see is this, bigger human centipede. So it's like, yes, we're rooting for the guy to create the centipede, and the tension
it's gone. Yeah, we can't stand him. The prisoners are prisoners, and the whole human centipede is even done in a more humanely way. So there's less sympathetic prisoners who are getting this done to them in a more humane way. Like, what? Why? It was pointless. Now, I would see another film by Tom Six. Everyone gets a turd. That's all right. Who knows what he was going for? Who knows how many producers? Thank you. Producers got their. I don't know. We could speculate.
Or even the ideas could have been so big that they just got lost in the shuffle. Like
maybe, like I said, if he was going for comedy, maybe it's just sort of a weird, like a cultural thing where. That's funny to him. Just that.
I thought that dude's performance was hilarious, man. I was laughing for a full half of the movie, just completely laughing at his performance. I thought it was. I actually thought it was pretty good. His performance was good. Like it was just hilariously over the top. You know what I mean?
Stand it. I was like, after 20 minutes, I'm like. Screaming at the
yes, it wore out.
I
do agree with you there.
Absolutely.
Yes, I do agree.
So I eagerly look forward to his next film. I think he is clearly shown that the dude has chops. He's got original ideas. He can make a beautiful movie. And who knows? The third derailed. Who knows what happened? It missed the mark. But I look forward to whatever's next. I really do.
He uses you see the American flag a lot in this film, Joe. There's there's a patriotic music playing constantly in the background, which is kind of
there's these really lame social commentary things laced in there. I mean, it's so silly. It's
really silly.
It's beyond silly.
Like trauma silly.
That's what I think, man. I really do. I don't know. Their comedy is obviously a little bit different than what's that guy's name?
Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman. But I think that's what he's doing here is almost making kind of a self-referential sort of mocking himself, self-mocking.
Speaking of that, Max made some really good points when we were watching it yesterday. And Max, you should elaborate on the idea that, and you said you touched on this earlier, that it's almost like he's undermining his own credibility. I'm talking about Six, because he is almost making fun or playing down the first movies and kind of shitting on them and using the same lines but in a less effective way. And well, Max, you say you made the point really well.
And that was pretty much it. But now, if I ever want to see those first films again, I'm going to have that third one in my head, and the menace is going to be removed slightly because I'm just like, oh well, this is all just going to wind up in comic oblivion.
Doctor,
you're so let down, man.
He's not going to say it, but you could just tell in his voice. So he's so.
He was a big fan.
Yeah,
still a big fan.
Max, you would in a second see it. You think Six is a great director, a great writer, and we were talking about this yesterday. It's like, bring on the next one. Like there are original ideas in there. This one just missed the mark.
Max, you want him to do another Centipede movie?
No, I'm really okay with no more Centipede movies. I want him to do other things.
What, like a caterpillar movie?
Yeah, he's talking about a film that he's writing. Ilona is his sister.
Uh-huh.
There's the two Sixes, and they write the movies. Well, he writes them primarily, and she produces. But they're doing one about a nightclub that's a very bad place. So I think that would be cool. I'm totally up for it.
Get off of the centipedes, dude. Let's see what you got. Right? Let's see what you can do.
I'm gonna try, Tom, to get off centipedes. I did what I did with these, and now I move on to other things.
He's ready to go.
I'm an iconic figure to myself. And no, you know what I love most about Tom Six is that he's a pug owner, and of course, I own the first two films, so I'm watching the commentary and I'm watching the deleted scenes. But and let me tell you something about how smart he is. He knew when he was casting the Human Centipede, the first film, he knew, how the fuck am I going to get actresses to do this? So what he did was he had a casting call, and basically the girls would come in. They didn't know what they were going into. They sat in the room. Before they were even given sides, he showed them the cartoon, or the doodle rather, that Dr. Hyder does of the Human Centipede and what's to come. Most of the girls walked out. They're like, ew, I'm not doing this. And Ashley C. Williams and Ashlyn, the other one.
Ashlyn Jennings or Jen?
Yeah. No, we should get it right, guys.
Yeah, let's get it right because they're both phenomenally. They're so good.
Hold on. Anyway.
Yeah, go on, Max.
They stuck around, and they got on all fours, and they put their face in each other's asses, and they got cast, and they were the best for the roles.
And not only that, the one chick put her face in the Japanese guy's ass.
That's right. Ashley C. Williams is Ashlyn Yenny. All apologies, Ashlyn. Ashlyn Yenny is fantastic.
And Ashley C. Williams, right?
Are fantastic. And think about those two girls sewn together that way, and how they're holding hands the whole time as the rear piece is dying. And they're just holding on the whole time. I mean, that's really moving, sad stuff, and that's what Six is capable of. I really think it's capable of greater things.
Agreed.
Yes,
well, we'll have to see. I would have to see about that. I think as much
Joe,
as
you're skeptical here on all.
I am, because
you
listen.
You love the second.
I like the second one, and I appreciate it. It was good filmmaking and everything, but I don't know. He's taken the same. It's taken the same idea, and and doing it as a self-referential thing is, kind of Scream-ish or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so the first one was a very bold and, provocative piece, obviously. And each one has become incrementally less so, obviously. So while I do agree with everything you guys are saying about the first one, and even though I do acknowledge that the second one has its merits, I would really like to see the guy grow as an, as a filmmaker, whatever.
I think we're all, we're all interested in seeing him move on to some different stuff here. And if what Max is saying is that he's got a project lined up, and
I'm looking forward to
definitely.
seeing it.
I mean,
sure.
There's whatever he's going to put his name out on over the next few years. I mean, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, the first Human Centipede. I mean, that I was honestly so freaking, from that opening scene on the side of that highway in the first movie. I mean, you just knew. I knew right then and there that this guy was, he has vision, and he's capable. He's a capable director. He's a capable storyteller. And I'm let down on the third one. Besides that, he cast Clayton Rohner as the doctor, which I don't know. Max and Adam, I mean, you guys are. I know Max is. Max,
I need some help with that one.
He is the boyfriend in Just One of the Guys.
Oh, Jesus.
The guy, that's him. Wow. The guy that goes, holy shit, you got tits. Well, where do you get off having tits? That's him.
Hey, now, what did you guys think of Brie Olson as? Because that's during a lot of controversy, that rape scene, where she's. Sorry if I'm giving anything away here, but there's a pummeled woman with a smashed up face lying in a hospital bed getting raped. What did that do to you guys? Did it have any impact at all? Because it should have.
By that time, it's just
it was too much of like you said, almost like a comedy, and it just felt awkward and out of place, and not as effective as Kill Bill Part 1, the Uma Thurman in the same kind of situation.
Oh yeah, right.
No, that's effective.
How did you feel about Eric Roberts?
Thank you,
Governor, with his coif? You have one day with me, Six. One day I'm going to come in, and you're going to film my scenes, and then you're going to feed me, and I'm going to walk out of here with a check.
It's unbelievable. What? See, that doesn't even make sense that he's popping up in there. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, it was nice to have a real Hollywood superstar in my film. So I reached out to Eric, and I got the reach from Tom, and the two of us got along great.
It's so funny that these guys that come over from Europe and make films here, some big, some small, but Tom Six comes over here and he obviously loves Eric Roberts. Christopher Nolan comes over here and makes the Batman movies, and he's got to have Eric Roberts in the movie. They have like this obsession with him, but
they all love me, Tom. I
like Eric Roberts. I love Star 80. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah.
Oh, he's so good in that film.
He's really good.
Let me ask you something else now, Tom. You posted on Facebook. Is this true? Because it's so funny how people just flee in revulsion whenever I bring up Human Centipede. I mean, the first film, you see so little. It's all just the idea of it. You do not see blood, shit. I mean, you see some blood, but it's not like shit flying into mouths
or a death rape.
Just those 3 words, the human centipede, what that puts in people's head. Now, you said on Facebook you've actually lost friends.
Well, I haven't necessarily. That was a bit sarcastic, but I've been in situations like whenever I've been at work, there have been days like I'd spend a day just asking every coworker individually. I would walk up to them and say, "Hey, hey, have you ever seen the human centipede?" And just to get their reaction, like most people haven't, but they know what it is. But just to watch that reaction has always been glorious. People are just so turned off by it. And some, not many, but some get very excited about it. And, especially if they've seen it and liked it. But it's definitely a turnoff, man. There's like, I've asked people that question. Most of them, they get really turned off. And I think they start looking at me differently after I've asked them that. Some of them have. Spend a day doing it. Just walk up to, if you're ever in a workplace, just, hey, Joe, next board meeting.
Hey, Tom, that's a great segue. Speaking of workplace, I know you've been having some struggles lately with your life as far as jobs. Now, you cut your hand. Okay, you cut your hand. You had to have 8 stitches.
Yes.
What we don't know, and what I don't know,
right?
And I don't know if Joe or Adam knows, is exactly how you cut your hand.
Oh, I was there's a glass shelf in my kitchen where a very nice glass shelf, Max, that I keep above the counter next to the fridge.
Nice glass.
Very nice glass.
Not one of them shitty ass glasses.
No, this is a nice piece of glass.
Nice.
Anyway,
It's got a nice bevel to it.
Something that Nicolas Cage would buy. And apparently the corner, the front left corner was wearing down a bit for some odd reason, and I didn't notice it. And I was reaching in the back into the back of the refrigerator to get some extra ice cube trays to put in the freezer, and my hand went past the corner, and it sliced open. I mean, it was so big and so quick and so clean, it didn't even hurt, but like I could see the inside of my hand. It was pretty intense. So,
Your Honor, if I may approach the bench, permission granted. I just want to ask. I want to know if this. That's fine. I'll allow that.
Okay.
So, Tom, is it true? Were you or were you not intoxicated when you sliced your hand open?
Oh no, I was completely sober. It was it was early in the afternoon, and no, I was not intoxicated at all. Honestly.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Are you seriously asking me if I was intoxicated, Max?
Yes, I'm wondering. I thought you had some drunken accident, sliced your hand open, and fucked your life up worse.
No, it was done in early in the afternoon. I mean,
all right. Well, I that makes no difference to me, but I'm relieved that wasn't the case.
Okay, all right. No, I haven't really even been drinking the past few weeks, to be honest with you. I miss it. I really do. Now you're making me want to drink now, Max, by asking me these questions.
Was that such a bad question?
No, I'm just kidding around, for crying out loud.
So, Tom, you won $900 on
I
scratch?
did not win $900 on the scratch off.
Yeah, but a lot of people believed you, Tom, and they were all very happy for you.
I know.
And you said it had something and I get a private message from you about breast cancer.
My uncle it was a thread for raising for breast cancer awareness. So he messaged me after, because he did something like the same thing. And then he messaged me and he's like, blah, 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 if you like or, or comment on the post,
Tom, don't participate in those things.
Okay, well, I never knew. I felt bad.
I can't believe he didn't win. I was like,
I know. I was so happy for him. I'm like, Tom, you're no longer Charlie Brown. And then he sends me this email. Okay, it is a copy and paste job. Okay, now that you've liked my status and you commented on it, now you have to do it in honor of breast cancer. I'm like, what is breast cancer?
I have a question. I don't understand. Like, how does this directly help
I don't get that
save
either.
the booby cause?
I don't get that.
Well,
either.
it was something he asked me to do. I mean, the guy doesn't ask me to do anything. He's like,
Who is this uncle? Who's this sketchy uncle?
Question. Well, he's not a sketchy.
How does he?
Max, don't call him sketchy.
Why is he sketchy, first of all? And second of all, why is he telling you to lie to the public under the auspices of somehow this is going to help breast cancer? I don't have clarity. I need clarity.
I don't know.
It's just a silly social
So wait a
media
minute.
thing. It's ridiculous.
People ask you to do something and you just blindly do it?
I never would do something like that. I've gotten them before and I never did it. I'm sorry I did it now. Believe you me.
Who is this uncle?
My
Hey,
uncle.
Tom, I need you to do me a favor. It's your Uncle Joe.
No, I cannot kiss. Not Joe. Who is it? What's his name?
Scott.
Hey, Tom, it's your Uncle Scott. I need you to do me a favor.
I don't know why. I'm going to make him this guy.
I need you to write a fake status about how you won $900 in a lottery.
Try to deceive people for a good cause.
Yeah.
And then I need you to post it on your MySpace and see what happens.
I can't do anything. Anything.
But listen, I have a very legitimate question, though. I want to know, when he asked you to do this, did he explain how this was going to help? That's the one question I want to know.
No, he did not explain. He just asked me to do it. He's like, "Can you do it?" I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." I don't know.
It's just that buzz of having people like your posts and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't understand how breast cancer would benefit from something that doesn't at some point.
The only thing I got out of it was that it raises awareness. So like
but you're not. But you send private messages
awareness for a moment or two.
Tom, I can do that when I'm exiting the grocery store and there's the little boop card and they say, "Do you want to give to breast cancer?"
Listen,
sure, and you give $10 to breast cancer.
Please,
Tom, I'm pretty sure that your sketchy uncle was just testing you, and next he's going to ask you to take like a condom full of heroin in your stomach up into Canada or something.
Is he a new uncle, like of the new family you now have that you don't talk to?
Your adopted family.
Your adopted family.
Yes.
He is, isn't he?
Yes.
Oh, Tom. You've never met him in person, have you?
No, I haven't met you in person, but I would be willing to do some certain things for you.
I would never.
Would you be willing to lie?
Adam and I are.
I love that, Adam.
I would be willing for Max. I would be willing to lie. Absolutely.
Let's mark this occasion that this is the exact moment that Adam has finally jumped on the wagon with the rest of us and is harassing Tom.
I'm only harassing him because I need answers.
You're gonna break Tom's heart because I don't. Adam, you can't turn on me now.
Could you imagine if that's what it comes down to? I got Adam coming on here.
I'm not taking on, Tom. I'm actually just trying to understand. That's all.
That's all, Tom.
Do you imagine?
No, but Tom, Adam and I are in a very similar situation. It's different, but like we are being called upon by a close friend of ours to promote his pyramid scheme. Essentially, I don't even know what it means.
Well, that's will you
even
please worse.
Post a link to Facebook for me, and so I have to word it as this is my friend's cause or whatever. He needs support, so I'm going to support him by posting it. That's what I had to actually write. And it's one of those things where it's a delayed post, which I think is really creepy. Like, I don't even know when the fuck it's going to show up in my shit. But it's going to show up, and I have justified it like, hey, I'm just doing what my friend asked me to do. This is his thing, not mine. I'm out.
What's the name of the scam? It's got to have a great name.
I don't even know. It has something to.
Guys, I need to go because I need to go pick up $1 million from a Nigerian prince down at the Port Authority. I won that, so I just got an email confirmation.
I would like that status.
So what's going on with the job search, Tom?
Well, here's the thing about that status too, real quick. I could post it, Joe. You know this, and you told me this a long time ago because when Joe, you and I got back together as friends, via Facebook, thankfully.
Yes, thank God.
Thank you, Facebook. Anyway, so Joe, when we reunited, I was excited about Facebook. I'm like, yeah, I love posting these great things. I'm hoping to turn people on to good music and good films. And you're like, yeah, I tried that too. It just doesn't work that way. You were already over it. You said you made attempts to, turn people on to the, to good things.
It's not what you think it is initially. Initially, it's like, hey, all this cool stuff. I don't know. Everybody has a different experience.
Right. But listen, what you told me wound up becoming the truth, because I could post a picture of my bacon and eggs, and I could get 50. 50 people will like a picture of bacon and eggs. You post one thing about something you're doing creatively, people they run so far away. They know nothing, but they'll share.
They'll pretend they don't. They'll just pretend
people will share a picture of bacon and eggs, but you can't get one share for anything.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I know I like bacon and eggs.
Right. Well, there you go. That's
Poor Tom. I posted about Happy Human Centipede Day. I got 31 likes. Poor Tom only got 3. But 3's pretty good for Human Centipede.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm just that is more Charlie Brown-esque.
Nobody likes my.
I'm like, sure, come on over. I'm ordering the movie. I'm like, anybody wants to hang out, watch the movie. Nobody text me. Nobody
nothing.
Nothing.
Tom, here's a recommendation. Next time, tell everyone who comes over that they get their own laser pointer.
Yeah, true.
It's what Max did yesterday. We all had our brand new out of the package laser pointer.
Well, it's not easy to get people to come over to watch the Human Centipede. I mean, Max had to plan 3 months in advance just to get 2 guests.
Right, it's true.
Jesus. The job search is going as good as it can be, Max. I worked very hard on my resume yesterday. It took me forever, but I accomplished it. I then proceeded to upload it to many, many places. So
yeah, because of your cut hand, you were unable, or rather, you needed to postpone your training for the new job you had gotten.
Yeah,
and then you hadn't heard from them, and then they basically said, "Sorry, you weren't available. We've moved on." Then you were screwed. Yeah, and you never heard from them.
It was it was messed up. I mean, I went in there to fill out paperwork on a Wednesday, and this is the day after I cut my hand, so my hand was a mess. It was all bandaged up. It didn't look good, but I brought the doctor's note in explaining what happened. I'm just really bad luck, and they were like, yeah, no problem. I filled out the paperwork. They're like, Leela will get in touch with you. She never did for 5 days, and then I started to call 4 days later, and then I called on the 5th day, and then an hour after I called on the 5th day, I got an email saying that they wish me the very best of luck, but that they're fully staffed.
Tom, you know what you need to do?
You
need to take as many buses as it takes to get to Coney Island, and you need to see a mystic, and you need to get a curse reverse. I'm going to get one soon. I'm going to go see a mystic, and I'm going to get a curse reverse.
It's a good idea, Max. And Coney Island's not that far. I could get there. I could get there.
I'm just saying.
You let me know when you're doing it. Let me know how. First of all, just do it. Let me know if it works, because I could use something. I could use some kind of help here. But
here's the thing about Adam and Brett, and why those two in particular had no choice but to come to Human Centipede Day, because those are the dudes that, not the first Jackass film, but like Jackass number 2, Jackass number 3, it's Brett and me and Adam in the theaters when those opened.
Brett is part of the Jackass crew. I did not know that.
Yeah, but it's not a religion like it is to Shoulder and I, but he's definitely on board. We watched CKY before we watched Human Centipede. We had a CKY appetizer.
We did, and it was great. And Brett, with Jackass is sort of like the Jewish kid who goes and spends Christmas with his friends. He's there to celebrate, but it's not exactly the same experience for him.
He didn't cry when Ryan Dunn died.
No. Max, speaking about losing friends, didn't you have a? I mean, didn't you have an argument with a friend over that? The Ryan Dunn situation? I don't know if you want to talk about it, but that was, I remember you talking about that or something. That was
he was one of my best friends, and basically because I was so upset about Dunn, it was over. He just, whatever. Yeah, I'm much better off
without people like that.
Yeah, I'm in the best place ever as far as my friends and who I trust, who I count on, who has earned my love. And these two clowns yesterday, I just wanted to give them an amazing day. And we had a blast.
I hear you. All right, well, guys, listen, let's wrap things up. I want to thank Joe, Max, and Adam for coming on today and talking about the Human Centipede 3 and the other 2 films and Tom 6. Lots of fun. We'll rehash a little bit. We don't like the Human Centipede 3, I think is the popular opinion. I apologize to Joe about telling him to shut up. I do, Joe. I hope I hope we can move on from that disaster in the middle of the show.
Maybe I'll cut that out.
Don't cut it out.
Yeah, don't cut that out.
Don't you dare cut that out. Eric Roberts is constantly being used by European directors when they come over to the United States.
Learn how to change a tire.
And Max is going to see a mystic to get his curse reversed.
And so are you.
And so after Max gets his...
Tom, I'm sorry to hear that your friggin' job fell through,
Oh, man. You know,
Jesus
Joe,
Christ.
it's it's really a string of just badness.
Hey Tom, when you fire off one of those resumes online
Yeah.
to wherever you're playing,
Uh-huh.
do you then actively follow up?
Well, I've only been doing it for about 48 hours, Adam. So I don't, a lot of them go to bigger corporations that I'd want to work for.
Right.
But I have not followed up yet. I didn't think it would be a good idea to do that over the holiday weekend.
Even with the bigger corporations,
Well, the
do
bigger
research get online.
I don't think I would follow up on the bigger corporations because I like.
You gotta.
Yeah.
It's the only way you have to. You have to.
Okay. All right. Well, give me a good amount of time to follow up. Like what's 48 hours or
48 hours, get on Google, look up the company, find a number, try to get to someone in human resources. Even if you leave a voicemail, leave your name, say you emailed a resume a couple days ago and you're just following up. This is my name, this is my phone number. Very interested in the position. Hope to hear from you soon.
That's actually not a bad idea because with the corporations this time around, I'm exploring management possibilities. So instead of applying for, who's laughing? Somebody laughing?
It wasn't me.
All right. Anyway,
It wasn't me, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't Adam.
why do you do that, Max?
Tom, I'm sorry. It was a visceral reaction. Management, and it's just this show is such a blithering wreck of a show, and you're in charge. So I think though in the restaurant world you probably do very very well.
How is it a wreck?
So you're
blithering, right?
So you think it's funny that he's trying to be a manager when he's like based on how he manages this show? That's what you're saying, Max?
Just a little bit.
All right, listen. I'm done.
Oh, come on! Don't get all pouty but you get so pouty.
Listen to what you're saying,
Tom. I'm just trying. I keep trying to help you and encourage you. I'm not knocking you down. I'm just
knocking me down. You're not knocking me
Tom,
down. Why?
I forgot to put my mic on mute. I'm sorry. I laughed at that about management. I apologize.
Now the whole world knows, Joe, that this show is the complete and total wreck. The entire planet.
It must be blessed by God that it still fucking exists after everything that's been going on. Like, God must be looking at our show and saying, this show needs to exist. Therefore, no matter what happens and how fucking incompetent everybody is on the show, it will carry on till the end of time.
All right, enough. All right, listen, next week we got 2 more episodes left. So we got Girl House coming up next week, and then we have Alone with Her in Paris, Texas. The week after that is our season finale. We'll see everybody next week. We're over. We're out. Ciao.
Tune in next time to satisfy more of your strange desires. The Cutting Room Movie Podcast. We do chicken right.